So David Eaton from the UK had a question saying, what are the reoccurring items that should be on the agenda of the board?
Reoccurring items. Certainly a written, pre-circulated chief staff officer report.
And if they don't have a chief staff officer, who would make that report?
The executive director. In this case, I'll use the word executive director. That report on operations, on finances, would go to the board in advance in a written format with a confirmation that the board members have got it. So as you're going through the agenda, you're not, what about this and what about that? You've got the report, you've read it. The executive director would just say, I sent out my report, then do you have any questions? A little more eloquent than that. So that's a for sure on there. Finances is a for sure on that. And like I've said to an executive director, I've said to the treasurers, if you come to a board meeting and you don't have current financial statements, I'm going to cut you some slack, just like a tiny bit of slack. Who knows? Maybe there was equipment breakdown. You come to 2 board meetings without your financials, you start preparing your resume. So financials have to be on there because remember, some of the board members are personally responsible for some of the line items on there.
Mm. So really making sure that if there is a must, it's, I guess, the operational report, like what's been done, and then the money part of it as well.
Another one that it doesn't happen very often, and it could go in the executive director's report, is a variance report.
What's that?
And I like to put a variance report in. I believe that if you can't teach it unless you've done it. So I started off as an executive director with a high profile organization. And occasionally we would get some numbers that would be kind of tilty. And so I thought, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in a variance report. If there's anything that varies according to budget, say 10% higher or 10% lower, I'm going to put that in as a variance and why. So there's no questions. If there's an issue, I could say, I gave you the information, I gave it to you in advance. And a lot of times they'll just look at it and say, okay, no, I understand.